Hi, it's Tony from Sailing LRA. I started to think about how I got into boating, and I know that many people got into boating different ways, but I think the theme was fairly much the same, and that you just loved the water. I was writing a post last night for our blog www.sailinglra.com, and excuse me, and it got me thinking about it. My earliest memories of wanting a boat were we had a holiday house on the Central Coast, and every time I went up there, I would spend my whole time sitting on the end of the wharf fishing. I just loved it, and I always wished I had a boat. I'd just go that little bit further, and go out and see where I can catch more than what was on offer at the end of the wharf. Anyway, as I started to get a little bit older, like a mature 10, I started to take a lot of interest in boats. Mainly when I was there, I could go back home and I wouldn't think so much about it, but it was always there in the back of my mind. And from that early age, I thought I just love fishing so much that if I had a boat that I didn't have to go home, that is, a boat I could stay over in all night, I could just fish all night and I would just have the most wonderful time. The other thing I thought was that boats, similar to cars, have that ability to transport you from one place to another. Again, I realised that I wasn't going to be legal enough to drive a car for some years, but I could have a boat. Anyway, life kind of got in the way, and I pursued other interests in life, and fishing tended to drop by the wayside, and as other things become more important and more necessary. Sailing was always something that had fascinated me, but it was kind of like what the artistic people did, and I probably didn't see myself in that light at that stage. It seemed like a bit of a black art that you had to kind of be born into, or you didn't really have a chance. Anyway, moving to Canberra for me was surprisingly the thing that got me into boating in the manner in which I am now into it. Excuse me, which is, I'd say obsessed is probably fair. You might say, well, Canberra, how do you get into boating in Canberra? Believe it or not, Canberra is a very, very busy sailing hub, and I started to get myself involved in the Canberra Yacht Club. Why? Because my wife said, hey, we should get a boat. Now I know a lot of our male friends out there would be going, how do you get your wife to say we should get a boat? Well, let's just say that what she envisioned and what I envisioned were two fairly separate things. In any case, we went and got some boat lessons, some sailing lessons, so I say. Fiona had sailed. She'd sailed a fair bit as a young teen and into her teenage years, and I had done no sailing. Plenty of motorboating, but definitely no sailing. Anyway, we went to our sailing lessons, and we really enjoyed it, and we enjoyed spending the time together on a pursuit that was outside renovation, it was outside gardening, it was outside our other interests. It was just something completely different, something we could absorb ourselves in. And we decided that we wanted to make it more of a part of our lives. And that's when we decided we were going to buy ourselves a small trailable yacht. And that was a lot of fun. Seeking out the perfect boat for us was a lot of fun. And we ended up buying ourselves a Boomerang 20, an old boat, but one that had been really looked after. 20 foot on deck. I can't remember how long it was at the waterline, maybe 18 foot at the waterline. And the boat was just perfect for us to really cut our teeth on. We had the knowledge from our sailing course. So it wasn't a big step up from the 14-foot boats we were sailing to the 20-footer. But we really got ourselves fairly solidly into that, and we spent a lot of weekends away on that boat sailing, just cruising, relaxing, doing some fishing, just spending some quality time together. And a few things started to pop up with us, and we realized that we wanted to get a little bit more serious with it. And the Boomerang 20 was a wonderful boat, fairly vice-free, very easy to handle. The gear was so light. I don't think we used the winches once, even in good winds. There was just really no need for it. But the cramped cabin started to get the best of us. You'd come off the boat after a weekend and you'd be sore in the back, and you could sit up in it. I mean, I couldn't. Fiona definitely could, but I couldn't sit up straight in the cabin, and that got a bit tiresome after a while. And let's just say the sanitary considerations weren't what our young teenage daughter was really used to or wanted to enjoy on her boating. So we started to look for something a little bit bigger.